Hello, you're watching GameSpot Daily, where we cover 6 news stories in 30 minutes or less, or we get heavily reprimanded by our bosses. I'm Callie, and joined by Michael Hyam.
What up?
We don't get reprimanded. They're very nice.
Yeah, because we're too good. You can't say shit to us.
Yeah, we always come in
just
under 30 minutes. Actually, so far, we have a really good track record of coming in under 30 minutes.
Yeah, and we especially do have to do that today.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in terms of the things that we will run through in that 30 minutes, ooh, we got a banger today because Sega laid down some knowledge on us on a Friday night. Yo, I was like chilling here on a Friday night, and then I was like, whoa, Sega.
Why are you here on a Friday night?
I'm always here on a weekday night.
On a night.
Sometimes on a weekend night too. Believe it or not. Hey.
Well, anyway, we got a couple things. We got Shenmue 1 and 2 Collection, Kingdom Hearts 3 minigames, Darksiders 3 publisher skipping E3 to drink beer, and more.
I'm gonna skip out the rest of this day to drink beer.
I know, right?
Turn up.
All right, well, let's get to that first one.
Yeah,
that is
so
the first story today.
So I can get to that turn up real quick.
All right, Shenmue 1 and 2 Collection announced, but they're not remasters. This is something that confused us initially, right? So Sega announced that it's bringing a Shenmue 1 and 2 collection to PS4, Xbox One, and PC later this year. And let's run through some of the revealed features. Why don't you start?
Yeah, sure. I can run through all of them while you pull up some hot B-roll.
Okay.
Some of the revealed features are fully scalable screen resolution, modern or classic control schemes, PC graphics options, an updated UI, and both the original Japanese and English voiceovers.
So you can choose between those. So the games have some improvements, but they are specifically not HD remakes or remasters, which I'm super confused about.
What does that even mean?
Literally, Michael wrote, WTF does this even mean on our notes?
In the show notes. So you could take... Maybe there are like specific requirements that would qualify something as an HD remaster.
Yeah, I'm sure it has to do with the textures, the like engine overhaul. Okay. So it's fine. It's not actually super confusing, but it's a confusing sentence for sure. So there's just slight tweaks, but they're not. Don't expect like crazy new shading and lighting and all that stuff. It's not gonna blow your mind.
Yeah. So there's no release date or pricing details on Shenmue 1 and 2 yet, but they will be available for retail and digitally, also on Steam for PC players. And this I suppose this is supposed to be in place to build up some hype for Shenmue 3,
which is currently in development. So that's coming to PS4 and PC, but not Xbox One, and is being published worldwide by Deep Silver, which has been acquired by THQ Nordic, which is a cool hint for one of our later stories.
Today is all about Sega and THQ Nordic.
Yeah, so that's slated to launch sometime this year, that's Shenmue 3.
I have my doubts about it coming out this year.
Well, the collection, the 1 and 2 collection, is also coming out this year, supposedly, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe they'll surprise us this year at E3 and drop like some hot Shenmue 3 gameplay. And like, whoa.
Blow your mind.
Yeah.
That's
right. Man, in a world with Shenmue again, I don't know how 1 and 2 is going to hold up. I know y'all gonna be looking for some sailors. You're gonna jump into that Shenmue 1 and 2. Y'all will get that if you played the first game.
Sure. I'm gonna let you. I have to believe you because I haven't played those. Anyway.
Okay, we're gonna do a hard turn here as we usually do.
We love to do those. All right. So the latest PS4 update asks to collect EU players' data. So if you're in the European Union, watch out. So the latest update basically appeared to be a small one for stability and minor system improvements, but actually EU users were greeted with a message that Sony, quote, may collect data about this PS4 and how it is used upon booting up. So that's great.
EU. Yeah.
More like PU.
Yeah.
To data collection.
Oh, hold up. Let's pull up some hot B-roll while we.
This is literally just a PS4 trailer because
we have nothing else to show
how
y'all.
How can you show data collection besides just showing Mark Zuckerberg's face?
Ooh, you can do that.
I thought about that.
What was the last point you left off on?
I left up on this one, so you're on here.
All right, so it's not clear if data was collected before, but this agreement is new. There are 2 types of data that may be collected, though. data necessary to provide online services, and additional data that includes navigation, usage, and settings data. That's kind of the creepy stuff. But
Yeah.
there are further examples of the two distinctions in terms of data. So I think you can take the first one. I'll take the second one.
Right. So there's a separate about device data screen, and that gives examples. So the quote data necessary to provide online services may include tracking what video app you use in order to pay the licensors for that content. It needs to track movements while playing an online game so that players know where you are. And it also includes load times, error data, and legal data. And then why don't you run us through what counts as additional data?
Here, quote unquote, additional data. When and how you use a game's user interface, which parts of the game level you visit, which weapons you use, which characters you interact with. So that's some next level shit right there.
Really don't like the which weapons you use data point.
They're like,
I feel like that's...
You seem to like using an M4 in Call of Duty. How about this ad to you want to buy a real M4? That's a no-no.
Yeah.
Don't be serving me them ads.
See, the rule of thumb for the internet is if a service is free, you are the product. So that's just a cool fact for today.
My example was a little bit extreme, so I'm sure that won't be popping up in your PSN.
I certainly hope not.
So I'm just messing with y'all.
All right, but the good news is you can decline this agreement, but you won't be able to proceed without agreeing.
Yeah. So you won't get that. You won't get that hot update.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that would prevent you from using your PS4 online.
Yeah,
because you would need the update.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Sony says the data is used to provide statistics, improve products, minimize fraud, and provide you with targeted ads. There's the last one. Yep. Like I said, you are the product.
Maybe you will get them. Them hot ads.
Your data is for sale, as we have learned.
Dead ads.
So this message, dead ads. Shut up. The message doesn't seem to appear to US PS4 users. But also, I feel like that's just a one step away.
Yeah. Homeboy Oscar Deas wrote up this story, so he would be one to know because he is in the UK.
Yeah. And then that might be because of new data regulations from the European Union, which go into action in May. So maybe it's a reaction to that. But if you're in the EU, now you know.
Yeah. So, your data is being seized as we speak.
Protect the data.
Just thought you should know.
Anyway.
Yeah. Oh.
You're all probably asleep right now. That's fine.
All right. Well, you should. Yeah.
Except Tamora.
Tamora's always online. Yeah.
All right.
Let's do a little skirt.
Yeah. All right. EA's new chief designer promises not to repeat Battlefront 2 loot box issues. That's nice. This comes from The Verge. Patrick Soderlund was head of EA Worldwide Studios and is now EA's chief design officer. And he wants EA to learn from the Star Wars Battlefront 2 loot box disaster of last fall, which we were all hoping they would.
Mm-hmm.
So
we got some juicy quotes from Mr. Soderlund himself.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to read off some of that to see how he really feels.
And really quick, prefacing, if you're watching the video, this B-roll is from an old video we did going over Battlefront's loot boxes. Mm-hmm. But this is just to illustrate what a mess that system was.
Yeah, this has changed.
This has changed
since then. So I'll start with this juicy quote right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'd be lying to you if I said that what's happened with Battlefront and what's happened with everything surrounding loot boxes and these things haven't had an effect on EA as a company and an effect on us as management. We can shy away from it and pretend like it didn't happen, or we can act responsibly and realize that we made some mistakes and try to rectify those mistakes and learn from them.
Alrighty. And then he also talked about how progression has changed since this loot box controversy.
Mm-hmm.
He says, we got it wrong. And as a result, we had to take very quick and drastic actions to turn everything off. And we've since worked and redesigned the progression system. People seem to appreciate what we've done. Players are coming back and we're seeing stronger engagement numbers. People seem to think that for the most part, we got it right. It doesn't mean we will stop. We'll continue to improve the game. We'll continue to push on these things, and we'll have to be very cautious with what this means for future products. So basically, a lot of fancy executive speak for, yes, we fucked up, but we pivoted, and hopefully we don't fuck up anymore.
Yeah. That's good to hear. that's I think what should happen, and that's the lesson learned from the Battlefront 2 controversy. You know, I think that when kind of people spoke up about the system that was in place for Battlefront 2 to begin with, I think that they very much heard your voices, obviously in the way that was very powerful because they overhauled the entire game. So I think that speaking out about this stuff made a difference. And I think that it's going to change, obviously, like Soderlund said, that it's going to change the course of action in the future for EA, as it should. But, I mean, maybe this is the last that we've seen of this type of progression. I wouldn't say for sure, but I think they should have something better in place for the future games. Otherwise, people be like, you're doing this again, man. I'm not having it.
Yeah.
So
I feel like if they did it again, that would be like, you can't come back from if they tried to pull something a second time, people would be like, like they were already everybody was really pissed off about Battlefront 2. I feel like if EA has to tread very carefully because I feel like patience is very thin.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And so, as the chief design officer, I would assume that he has more control and more power and more say over these types of things. So that the fact that he's very aware of it, as they should be. I think that will change the course of EA's design decisions when it comes to microtransactions and loot boxes. So,
Microtransactions,
friend of the show, making his appearance early on in the week. You know, microtransactions. What a bastard he is. He's always here. It's my boy. No, he's not my boy.
And then up next from EA is Anthem, the one that everyone was like, is it like Destiny?
Is it Destiny
but
Mass Effect?
With more RPG, and then also the next Battlefield game.
So here's to hoping that EA doesn't try and pull a fast one on us. I mean, we'll see.
Yep. All right, and now to the most exciting story of the day.
Is it? Yes.
Well, we got something that we're probably really excited about.
Sure. This is our headline story of the day.
Yes. Kingdom Hearts 3 has Game & Watch style minigames. So a new trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3 shows off what's called Classic Kingdom, which is a Game & Watch style collection of minigames. And the trailer shows Sora, Donald, and Goofy playing that little retro handheld console.
Yeah.
And jumping into some minigames. And we will show you the trailer right now.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing in the middle of Disneyland. I think this looks like Disneyland to me.
It straight up looks like Downtown Disney.
Yeah. So Classic Kingdom has mini games that look like Game & Watch games, as you can see from the B-roll you're looking at right now. And it's based on classic Disney mini shorts. Not his shorts that he's wearing, but the short animation.
Mickey shorts?
Yeah, Mickey shorts. Not.
Oh yeah, not his physical shorts, but short films. There's a Donkey Kong-like game where you rescue Minnie, which you just saw, and then a game where you dodge Jack and the Beanstalk Giant. As you can see in the top left, there's the Carnival Kid, and there's some other ones. Kingdom Hearts 3's co-director says that these minigames are, quote, inspired by Disney cartoons and 1980s LCD games, which I think is pretty apparent just from looking at them.
Yeah. So these minigames will be playable in both Kingdom Hearts 3 and the mobile game Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. And
it's like, as per Kingdom Hearts tradition, it has like a weird, like, Greek symbol instead of the actual word cross. I don't know.
Oh,
Kingdom
really?
Hearts, the naming conventions in Kingdom Hearts confuse me. I've never played a Kingdom Hearts game, so I don't know a whole lot. I just really like Disneyland, and that's about my extent of...
You didn't play Kingdom Hearts Drop Mix 2.8 HD Remaster Remix? I'm messing with you.
There's Dream Drop Distance. Hold on. Let's see. 2.8 365 over 2.
Oh my God. At E3 last year, Alex Newhouse and Homegirl here,
yeah.
they was trying to calculate like the parabola of Kingdom Hearts games or something.
So what we did was we took all the Kingdom Hearts games and we there's a number of variables in Kingdom Hearts games, right? I'll be really fast about this.
Okay,
There's
sure.
a number of variables. So there's like a cross and like there's a couple. So we took the derivative of all the Kingdom Hearts games. We did all this math. I think it's still on Alex's phone.
Oh, quick maths right there.
E3 was a fun time.
Ooh, it was a fever dream.
Anyway, and it's so close. E3 2018 is really close.
Oh, that's going to lead into our next story.
Yeah.
But we have a few more details before we jump into that next story.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming to PS4 and Xbox One sometime in 2018. If we believe the powers that be.
If you had to bet money on Shenmue 3 or Kingdom Hearts 3 coming in 2018, which one would you bet on?
Probably Shenmue 3.
I would bet on none of them. That was that was a trick question.
Okay.
I'm keeping my damn money because I don't. Maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be great. It would be great if both those games come in 2018 because their makers and publishers have said that they're coming in 2018. So, but we don't have a definitive release date for Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah.
We also have a 9 things we want from Kingdom Hearts 3 feature up on the site. If you want to get your thinking cap on, get your dream game imagination flowing.
Kingdom Hearts
Words.
2.8 Dream Daddy Simulator HD.
Wait, that's my ideal Kingdom Hearts game. I did one for Pokemon on Switch. We do a couple like these, like kind of fantastical pie in the sky. What do you want from this game? So those are fun. If you want, let us know what you want from Kingdom Hearts 3.
I want that gummy ship mini game again. That shit was tight.
I just really want to go to Disneyland. I haven't been to Disneyland in years, and I used to go once a month because I lived 45 minutes from Disneyland, and I had a pass, and I would go all the time, and I haven't been in years, and I don't feel complete. So that's all I have to say about that. Anyway, speaking of E3, like we did a couple minutes ago.
Yes, a group will not be at E3, known as THQ Nordic.
Yeah, so Darksiders 3 publisher THQ Nordic won't be at E3 this year, and they literally said that they'd rather be watching the World Cup and drinking beer. Which, you know what? I support that. I support them a lot. So THQ Nordic released a press release, and it said, actually, you know what? I'm going to pull up some Darksiders 3 footage so we can watch this. But it says in their press release, "It is with great regret that we at THQ Nordic must report that we will be unable to miss a single moment of this great sporting event," referring to the World Cup. "Therefore, we will be forced to stay in our lovely Viennese beer gardens, blowing the froth off a couple, watching football and 1 or 2 cool press conferences on Twitch, looking at you, Devolver, instead of rocking it ourselves."
Damn, straight up.
And they are in Austria. So it is a bit of a trek to get here for E3.
They would have to go all in on their trip. So I guess I don't blame them for wanting to kick back. And THQ Nordic is based in Austria, but they are also of Swedish. The company is of Swedish descent.
And they address this too, and I love this quote so much. "We have to admit, we are going to miss our 9 a.m. pint of beer in the ye old King's Head pub in Santa Monica where they show all the matches live. But with the World Cup being held in Russia, it would mean a 7 a.m. beer. That's too early, even for Austrians, let alone the Swedes."
Oh, man. No, I disagree with that.
Dude, I don't think I could have a beer at 7 a.m. I would, vom.
Really?
Yeah, that'd be too early.
I've been on very early flights.
Mimosa at 7 a.m.?
Oh, yeah,
Can
that's
do.
what's up. Yeah.
Beer at 7 a.m.? That's too bready. That's too much bread.
Shit.
You'd be so full, and you'd fall asleep like an hour later.
It's like drinking your toast.
I went to a beer garden. They're talking about beer gardens. I went to a beer garden over the weekend, and I ended up...
And you drank at 7 a.m. or 9 a.m.?
No, I started drinking at like 1:30
And that was
PM.
too early?
No, that wasn't too early, but I
okay.
went to bed before midnight because I was so tired.
Oh, yeah. It's never too early.
Yeah.
It's never over. It's never ogre.
5 o'clock.
Yeah, turn out.
It's all ogre now.
I've been on flights, You've been on flights before? Wow. Yeah, I've waited at airports like for very early flights, like 6 a.m. flights. So then the places are open, like everywhere in the airport's kind of open. So I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna turn up.
Can I get an IPA? Just get ripped.
Yeah, that's what I did. And like, I mean, I'm a grown ass man, so I didn't get ripped. But I am ripped. So
God.
check that out right there.
Anyway.
Psych.
Anyway, there's good news if you're a fan of Darksiders and you were hoping to see Darksiders 3 soon. THQ Nordic did say it will present all of its upcoming games, including Darksiders 3, Biomutant, Fade to Silence, Wreckfest, and some unannounced games at Gamescom in Germany. I can't talk today.
Sorry.
And PAX West in August, which is a similarly long trip, but not during the World Cup. So I'm assuming that's why they're going to PAX West.
THQ Nordic has been kind of on a trip themselves in terms of the status of the company. THQ itself has gone through some shit, I suppose. But THQ Nordic was acquired by all of Koch Media's assets back in February.
They acquired.
They acquired all of Koch Media's assets back in February, which included the developers of the Metro series. which include Metro series and Saints Row, Volition. So they had got Volition and Deep Silver, but Deep Silver will be at E3. So we will probably see some more Metro Exodus. So if you are holding out for Metro Exodus, like I am, and a lot of us out here,
can we talk about how that trailer had the 28 days later music?
Did it?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, last year's E3 trailer for
sick.
Metro.
It was sick. I was so pumped.
I didn't even notice.
I love that movie.
Yeah, 28 Days Later is dope because it has Cillian Murphy in it.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Cillian Murphy.
Oh.
I love that dude.
Me too. But yeah, so the interesting thing about that Koch Media acquisition was that Volition, the developer of Saints Row, used to be under THQ before THQ went under.
Yes.
But THQ Nordic still exists. So now Volition is under the THQ umbrella again, which I think is cool.
It's these company acquisitions can make your head spin.
Yeah. Money stuff is hard.
Yeah.
Business.
It's business. But we're going to take a break from business here, and we're going to talk about something real fun.
No, we're getting down to business.
Some
with
serious
this one.
business right here, yo. Speaking of companies acquiring each other, or the relationship between different companies, Sega.
Back to Sega.
Sega,
full circle.
yeah.
Full circle. I can't talk today. Fuck off.
So
mad.
Sega owns Atlas.
Yeah.
Or the parent company of Atlas is Sega, and if you know, Atlas is the developer of Persona. So Sega put out a poll asking fans what crossovers would they want in the Persona dancing games, and you know what?
We got them.
Woo! Yakuza costumes are coming to Persona 5 Dancing Star Night, yo.
And also Sonic, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Sonic's cool, I guess. So
this is from Persona Central. Okay, I'll let you take this because you are clearly so pumped.
Oh, okay. So me, Ben, Jenka, and Jean-Luc was like, man, I wish there was like some Yakuza Persona crossover because, you know, Sega kind of has their hands in all of these series, and they're like two of my favorite game series.
In fact, the three of you just did a Why You Should Play Yakuza video.
So you should watch that after this.
Yeah.
But the story of the day is that, so they put out Sega put out a poll asking them what fans would want, and 46% said that they would want Yakuza crossover into Persona. So what we got here is Persona 5 Dancing Star Night will have Yakuza themed costumes as DLC. So it appears that
we got images here.
Yeah, that's the Persona 3 one.
Okay,
scroll. Can you enlarge? Yeah, enlarge that one. Okay, so let me run through. Oh, this is so ridiculous right here, but it makes me so happy. So the main protagonist, who is Ren Amamiya, now that he's in the anime,
that's his canon name now. Yeah.
Yes. So he's dressed up as Kazuma Kiryu. An is dressed up as Construction Majima. She's wearing the hard hat.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and she's wearing the snakeskin jacket.
So good.
With the eye patch. I was like, okay, she could pull it off.
Yeah.
And of course, Ryuji is dressed up as Ryuji Goda, who is the main antagonist of Yakuza 2.
Naturally.
And then Yusuke is dressed up as Akiyama. And Makoto is dressed up as Saejima, who are both main characters in Yakuza 4, alongside Kiryu. And Haru is dressed up as Haruka, who is more or less Kiryu's stepchild. No, not stepchild. Is more or less his adopted daughter. Let's just say that. And then lastly, we have Morgana dressed up as Sonic. That's dope. I guess.
I'm so happy. So happy.
It's cool, I guess. Nah, no shade to you Sonic fans out there. You gotta get a little something.
Oh, what about Futaba? Who's Futaba?
Oh, Futaba is dressed up as the florist, who is the information broker in the Yakuza series. He's a cool dude.
This is dope.
I like it.
This is so cool.
Oh man, I saw that in the morning. Was it Ben and Jean-Luc were tweeting it? They were tweeting it at me as well, and I woke up. I was like, what the fuck? This is so cool. Oh my gosh.
The Sonic one is super. Actually, we have gameplay of this.
Yes.
Let me pull up this gameplay really fast. We don't even need to pause. Let's just go.
Okay. So also Persona 3 Dancing Moon Knight will have the Virtual Fighter costumes. So if you're into Virtual Fighter, you can get those DLC costumes for Persona 3, the dancing game for that. But there's no price or release date set for the DLC. And he's a silver. So most of this video is Morgana dancing because this is one of Morgana's songs, and he's got his Sonic costume on. So it won't be till like later in the song that we get to see. I think An is going to show up here dressed up as Majima. Oh my god!
This is how I look when I dance. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
Aw.
obsessed with this. I'm obsessed.
Morgana's like stumpy.
That's
He
how
has, like-
I dance kind of like this. I do the same thing.
Oh, is it because you're white? What? Well,
I mean-
so
I mean, I don't know if it's because I'm white, but I mean, it may be.
there's a
the two are
correlation.
related.
Hey, some of my white folk out there can dance, so no shade to y'all. There you go. There's On dressed up as Majima.
Look at her go. Actually,
Aw.
maybe I look more like that because I have a full length legs. Is it buffering or is that just me?
I think that's just the stream quality that came out of.
Well, you get the idea, right?
Yeah, so this
Okay.
was from Sega Fest 2018 that happened on Friday, where they revealed a bunch of stuff. Oh man, that was the most important part. So there's a couple more things that came out of that. So they showed the full intro themes and intro movies for both Persona 5 and Persona 3 dancing games were revealed, and Lin Inaizumi, who is the singer for Persona 5's soundtrack, she's actually professionally known as just Lin, she performed the full versions of both the Persona 5 anime theme song and the Persona 5 dancing theme song. So
Sick.
if you can dig that out of the internet, you can watch that. It's pretty dope. I was watching it this morning. Yeah. So a lot of cool stuff came out of Sega Fest 2018.
Did you talk about the release dates?
Oh, yes. No, I didn't, but yes, I will. So Persona 5 Dancing Star Night and Persona 3 Dancing Moon Night will release in Japan on May 24th, but there is no word on a North American release date, and I'm waiting for that announcement.
But let's be
Please.
real. I'm pretty sure that I'm not worried about that coming to the West.
Yeah, there's, I would say, about between 3 and 6 months, I think, has been the general window for localization, or to get for us to get the final localized version here out in the West. But I was also considering, what do you call it, importing these.
Oh,
me
you
and
gotta
John-
study some Japanese. I guess you don't really
Yeah.
need to read any Japanese to play a dancing game.
Yeah, some of the menu stuff is also in English, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can navigate the menus.
My favorite thing was I was asking Ben Janka how much Japanese he can read, and he was like, "Well, I know how to say pause, loading." I'm like, "Oh, import games. Yep.
The important things, you know. So yes.
Yeah, and then lastly on the Persona note, Persona 5, the animation is currently airing. You can watch it on Crunchyroll and Hulu in North America. I believe it's also on Crunchyroll in a bunch of different regions. I have an article up on GameSpot on how to
Right.
watch it, where you can watch it, when it's airing, all that stuff. The lowdown of what you need to know. So you can find that on GameSpot. Just look how to watch Persona 5 anime and you'll find it. But Crunchyroll, and I like that you wrote Brunchyroll.
Crunchyroll.
I have friends who work at Crunchyroll, and I really want them to have Crunchyroll brunches called Brunchyroll.
Ooh,
That'd be cool. Anyway,
Let's get it.
so that's your anime note. We can talk about episode 2 at another time because we are running out of time today.
Yeah.
We want to thank our crew. We got Matt Paget and Tony Wilson who get us all set up and get our notes going. We got Emily Conti who made our whole studio look a lot nicer and made us look less sweaty because we looked real sweaty when the lights weren't as nice.
And shouts out to Kuya Eric Tay. That's my boy. And shouts out to all y'all for joining us and who are going to watch this, or who have watched this, because this is the end of the episode. Thank you all for joining us. We love having you here and chill with us to talk about all the hot news in the world of video games.
We will see you tomorrow. Well, you won't see me tomorrow because I'm actually off on a
right.
secret mission.
You may or may not see me. That is still to be determined, but there still will be an episode tomorrow, so stick around for that.
Get
If
your
you're-
news here.
Yeah, if you're tired of one of us, hopefully you'll see a new face, but you're always going to get me and Callie here every week, so stick around for that.
Anyway, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.